Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Jana Duggar quietly moved into her own home years ago. Jana Duggar recently showcased her interior decorating skills in her tiny little home. Actually, it seems interesting that the Counting on Alum moved out of the big compound in Arkansas some years ago. Rumors and speculation among TLC fans had been around for some time, but now it's been confirmed. Jana Duggar moved into her little home years ago. The oldest unmarried daughter of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar always loved her gardening and interior decorating. Although fans didn't see much of it on Counting On, they had a good idea of her creativity. When TLC canceled the show, very little was seen of her in the family. So fans felt that she was locked down in the compound, leading a gloomy life of raising the last of her little siblings. It seems that Jana Duggar might have taken over from her sister Joy Anna Duggar Forsyth as the family blogger. Recently, she shared a lot more than she did in the past. Interestingly, it came hot on the heels of the rumors that she and Stephen Wisman might be getting married. All the sudden activity and tea spilling could signal that May Charles's daughter is preparing for life with her own man. Counting on Alum lives independently, John David Duggar's twin sister was always quiet, but showed her self-confidence and talent for decorating and storage when she gave her YouTube followers a tour of her tiny home. Her videos started with her outside the front door, and then she opened it up to reveal an immaculate space tastefully decorated. However, the very interesting part of the video came when she confirmed she moved into her place years ago. The Counting on Alum told her TLC followers, "Last year, when Jana Duggar was 33 years old, TLC fans found out that extra buildings seemed to allow for more family members to live nearby. Possibly, that came about because a lot of Counting On fans wondered where Anna Duggar lived. There was the old treehouse, another home, and then the tiniest little place. And it seems that Jana Duggar took a shine to it. It might be small, but it seems significant that Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's oldest daughter does have her own space. However, it's even more interesting that she only formally addressed it in 2024. What are your thoughts about the tiny little home that Jana Duggar arranged so efficiently? Did you know that she had moved out of the main house years ago? Jana Duggar, the eldest daughter of the Duggar family from 19 kids and counting, has always been a bit of an enigma among her siblings. Known for her reserved demeanor, strong work ethic, and close relationship with her family, she's often been portrayed as the family's cornerstone, helping to raise her younger siblings and manage their large household. While her siblings embarked on marriages, parenthood, and careers, Jana seemed rooted at her parents' home, navigating life at her own pace and shunning the spotlight that came with her family's fame. Yet, reports have quietly surfaced that Jana actually took a big step forward in her personal journey by moving into her own home, a revelation that came as a surprise to many. For a woman who has spent her entire life under the careful gaze of her parents, siblings, and television cameras, this move represents more than just a change of address. It's an assertion of independence, an act that shows Jana is ready to carve her own path outside of the family's shadow. Life at the Duggar compound. Life in the Duggar household was anything but ordinary. With 19 children, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's house was always bustling with activity, chores, and responsibilities. Growing up, Jana assumed many of the family's child-rearing and household duties. This level of responsibility was common in the Duggar family, as Michelle often assigned the older children the role of buddy, meaning they would act as a mentor, guardian, and helper to a younger sibling. Jana, known as a mother hen, was the epitome of this role. She not only helped to raise her siblings, but also managed many of the family's day-to-day operations. While her younger sisters and brothers gradually left the family home to marry and start their own families, Jana stayed. Some fans and critics began to question why Jana remained at home while her siblings were free to pursue their lives independently. Some speculated that Jim Bob and Michelle's strict Christian beliefs about women's roles might be holding her back. Others guessed that Jana simply didn't feel pressured to leave, or that she hadn't yet found the right person to marry, as marriage was typically the expected pathway to independence in the Duggar household. Independence beyond marriage. For years, Jana's reluctance to marry became a topic of media speculation. In the Duggar family, where most women marry young and begin families shortly afterward, Jana's single status was often discussed, with many wondering why she hadn't found a partner. But it became increasingly apparent that Jana wasn't just waiting for the right person. She was also carefully considering her own future. Jana's quiet choice to move into her own home shifts the narrative surrounding her. Rather than viewing her independence through the lens of marriage, she's shown that she doesn't need a husband to take control of her life. In choosing to live alone, Jana is challenging the assumptions that many have had about her and, by extension, about the Duggar family's values. She is, in essence, creating a new model for the Duggar daughters who might look to her as an example of self-sufficiency. The challenges of independence. Living on her own has likely brought Jana both newfound freedom and a host of challenges. Raised in a household where family was omnipresent and support was always within reach, the shift to an independent lifestyle would be a major adjustment for anyone, especially for someone with such a close family network. This move undoubtedly requires Jana to adjust to new responsibilities and routines without her usual support system. Her move also brings up questions about her role within the family. As an adult with her own space and autonomy, Jana may now feel less pressured to fulfill the caregiving role she held for so many years. While she'll always be close to her family, having a place of her own allows her to set boundaries that may have previously been difficult to establish within the family home. This shift could have a significant impact on her relationships with her siblings and her parents, as they too adapt to the reality that Jana is no longer a permanent fixture in the Duggar household. New pursuits and passions. Another interesting aspect of Jana's independence is the freedom to pursue her interests and hobbies. In recent years, she's showcased her passion for gardening, home design, and DIY projects on social media, hinting at a creative side that may have been stifled in the crowded Duggar household. With her own space, Jana can finally give full expression to her interests. The photos she's shared of her home and garden reflect a refined sense of style and aesthetic that differs significantly from the traditional utilitarian design of the Duggar home. As she continues to cultivate her interests, Jana could even consider turning her passions into a career. Her knack for design and home improvement, paired with her large social media following, could easily translate into a business venture, opening up new doors for her both personally and professionally. By taking control of her own space, Jana is signaling that she's ready to make choices for herself, including those that might not align with her family's traditions. A new chapter in a public life. Jana's move into her own home may also be her way of reclaiming some privacy. For much of her life, her choices were subject to public scrutiny, with fans and critics analyzing her every move. The Duggar family's reality television fame brought a significant amount of pressure and expectation, especially for Jana, who was often singled out as a parental figure among her siblings. By living independently, Jana may feel she can finally set her own rules without feeling like she has to answer to the public or adhere strictly to her family's image. While her family remains supportive, Jana's decision to live alone reflects a desire for a more balanced, less scrutinized life. Her move could signify a wish to gradually separate her personal life from her family's media presence. Family reactions and support. While Jim, Bob, and Michelle have traditionally encouraged their children to stay close to home until marriage, they have also expressed their support for Jana's journey. In interviews, the Duggar parents have hinted that they're proud of Jana's accomplishments and respect her independence. Her siblings, too, have shown their admiration, with some even cheering her on publicly.